So basically, so this is a new thing we're doing, right? So I want to make like some pretty like short-ish player profiles, but I really don't know how long these are gonna be for like the YouTube. Because like I keep watching like the No Frills podcast where they're getting like all these like fancy people from the New York scene and the American FGC. And I thought it'd be pretty cool, like for our own scene, to like interview some of the regulars. So, Mr. Ditn, Ditn
Yes.
Sama, like kitten but with a D.
Oh god. It's
um,
actually that's actually a super like it's the only way I can explain my name to people from the UK so they get it.
yeah,
So
it works surprisingly well, that shortcut. So we'll just start with like the government personal stuff. Like could you tell us like your name, your age, where do you live, what do you do in life, that sort of stuff.
so personal stuff.
Yeah, for starters.
Yes, so well my name the real name is Ditn. I'm 34 years old and I'm from the very legendary Passiondale city.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's actually
Passiondale.
that's how you say it. Like if people come from the UK and stuff, they say Passiondale because of the war and stuff. So and
Oh
also
shit, yeah, I had
yeah,
no
yeah,
idea
yeah.
about that. I should probably look that up. Yeah, that might be.
I have my first juicy story.
Yo, hit
So
me, hit me.
Iron Maiden made a song about where I live.
No kidding.
At least I hope it's Iron Maiden and not Motorhead.
Why would it be bad if it was Motorhead? Like,
It would not be bad, but we can't say misinformation. So let me Google real quick. Yeah, it's Iron Maiden.
all right.
So it's actually a really sad story because it's about a soldier that is about to die and he tells his story. So it's a deep song actually.
So this is I'm assuming First World War, right? The trenches.
Yes, World War One. It's actually well, we're not going to go in detail, but shit all around basically.
Yeah, like did you have like lots of stuff going on like last year? Because last year was the 100-year anniversary of the end of the war.
Yes, we actually a lot of stuff actually. So I don't know how you say it in English, but this was like this is a wake. No, it's not a wake, but it's like there were like tons of people from all around the world that came to here, and they make like the front line. Every 100 meters there was a person standing there with
Oh no, that's exactly what you
a
call it.
torch.
Indeed, it is awake. So when
Yeah.
you're sort of like remembering the dead, yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was like every 100 meters one person for the entire front line. That's like very long, 20 plus kilometers, and then they took pictures from the air.
Whoa.
So that's one. The other one was like the trenches. There is one under the church of Molenbeek, and there's like it was the first time in 50, 60 years it was open because they had to reinforce it, and you could actually go visit it. So that was really cool as well because near the end there were like rocks from I think it was the church from 12 or 1300 or so. So and a lot of other stuff. We went to the museum as well. So yeah, it was super busy and a lot of English people that were driving on the left. So that was actually it was like yeah, it's like a couple of times really scary because they were not used to it. And
So basically, you almost got run over by British tourists.
I almost got run over or almost had a car accident and stuff like that because yeah, they were all driving on the wrong side still. So
Yeah, that's how they do. All right, so Passiondale.
yes.
What do you do in life, good sir?
My life is actually a software engineer in transics. So like for the onboard computer of trucks, we do like testing. I help with like analysis and stuff like that, and thinking of new ideas, and third line support and support for Sybase. So tons of stuff basically.
Right, but you work quite a lot because you're doing stuff. Like you have like a second job, or how does that work?
Yeah, the second job is like I work on rally cars. I sell parts from old timers, stuff like that. So it's basically like 2 or 3 jobs in one.
So you are a legit motorhead yourself. Like you're.
Yes, very much. Like I would say 2 passions are like cars and fighting games. So I have my own rally car. We build it together from scratch.
Wait. So you built your own rally car from scratch?
Yes. So I started with me buying an old rally car, but it was basically trash. So nothing from the original car is still there. So we rebuilt it with parts, electricity. We did it all ourselves.
You say we, like who helped you?
So it's me and a couple of friends who are actually doing it. Because alone it's even more work, and it's, how do I say, it's like in the series you have like the electronics guy, you have like the working horse, you have like, it's like
wait, what did you say? The working horse? Like
yes, like the heavy stuff.
Dude, like I know, like prostitution is kind of legal in Belgium, but what do you mean with the working horse?
I mean with that, like the guy that like removes the rear axle, puts the gearbox in and out.
Wait, do you perhaps mean like a horse? Like
yes, like the old working.
I thought you said horse, man, like prostitutes.
No. I mean horse. Like.
Okay, yeah, I good. So basically you're out there pimping, you and your horse. So what else? So that's quite a lot, yeah. So but you live in Passiondale. Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I actually have 3 brothers, so which none of them is into cars. Rip.
Ah, that sucks. So you have to...
my older brother is it's more collecting cars and but yes.
All right, fair enough.
But like Speedistar, everyone knows Speedistar. Like,
but actually, like maybe people don't, right? So who's Speedy?
So Speedistar is my brother actually. So we, like when 4 came out, like internet.
That's Street Fighter 4, yeah.
Yes, Street Fighter 4. Like connections online were trash, and I basically asked him if he wanted to play the game because online it was really hard and laggy. And that's like, I remember like every Friday we used to play really long sets. Like he came home from school, I think it was high school already, and then we played a lot of games.
Wait, is that how you got started with fighting games? Because you've been playing before.
Yeah, before that it was in the arcades basically.
Wait, you're an actual OG arcade player?
Yes, it's actually kind of crazy because like it was in Roeselare, there was like a super big one. It had like, I think Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, Killer Instinct, Soul Calibur 2, Street Fighter 3, and a lot of other stuff.
But like, Third Strike, that was like your first major fighting game, or did you play stuff before that?
I think the very first one, but like very casual, was I think Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh really? Who did you play in that game?
I think I played Scorpion.
Boo.
Yes, it was Scorpion. But I basically play like Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
It's kind of what you have to do, right? It's like, I mean, because we were kids back then, so like,
I mean,
one person picked Scorpion, the other picked Sub-Zero, and like the other people in the cast, like, who the fuck even are they, you know?
I mean, it was, you picked something that looked cool and you did stuff, and then you did an uppercut and it became a fatality, and it was like hyped as fuck.
Exactly.
That's basically how it went. And I think for Killer Instinct, I was also always Saber Wolf. That was my.
Actually, yeah, for me as well. Like I played Saber Wolf and I played Spinal. Like those are the two.
Oh
I played. Spinal, like, but that was like I played that on Game Boy, so you know, like you just had to like press forward and like mash A, and he did like this like 10-hit auto combo or something.
Yeah. Oh, I played it like Mortal Kombat 2, and Killer Instinct on Game Boy as well.
Yeah.
So I think, and then I think I played a little bit of Tekken, but not much. And then Street Fighter. Like one day I woke in and I saw this guy doing like sick combos with Ibuki, and then it was like I was watching because it was super cool. And then he turned around and he asked me if I wanted to play. I think from there it started on the Street Fighter 3.
So you actually have like an Ibuki senpai somewhere in Roeselare?
Yes, somewhere. I don't know from where he was because I never asked, but...
And you've never ever like seen him again after, or?
No. That's a little bit sad, but...
Okay, so basically, like, you're Ibuki, we have to like thank this unknown person.
Yeah, I don't think if I ever would have played Street Fighter if I didn't met him, so...
Yo, that's like an amazing coincidence. Because you've been an Ibuki main for close to 20 years, haven't you?
Yes, 3 it was Ibuki, then in 4 Ibuki was not in, and I was a big James Chen fan, so yeah, I picked Kami. And then when Ibuki came out, I dropped Kami instantly, and that was basically it. And then in 5 I was lucky because Ibuki was in again, so I picked Ibuki.
But wait, wasn't she like, was season 1 or 2 or something?
Yes. I think season 1, but I checked at the start and there was like no one in that I was interested, so I didn't play the game. But then
you actually didn't pick up 5 right from the start?
No, I think when did it came out, in February of 2016?
Yeah, so somewhere around there, yeah.
I think I started playing April 2017 or so.
Yo, what?
Yes.
You started playing like a year before I did? That's so unfair, man.
Yeah, I think it was April 2017, and like my brother was October 2018, I think.
Yeah, but like we'll get to Speedy's meteoric rise to you know, Super Diamond in a future episode for sure.
But the thing that you need to like remember is that we had dozens of matches before we even started with 5. So
literally dozens of them.
I mean, we had like on Friday it was like 3-4 hours straight just playing. So you carry that over to the next. Like if you will start with 6, you will have a big advantage over new players that come into 6.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, that's because obviously, like, you carry across a lot of the skills that you have. So, so any like other games that you've played apart from the Street Fighters?
Well, I said Tekken 3 a little bit, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 a lot.
Oh, yo, that game was sick.
That was like when I went to high school, I had to be at 6 in the station, I think, and because the bus was there, and then it was like 1 hour or more until the other one was, so we always played Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
That makes sense. Who do you play there?
I always say Smoke Human Smoke.
Of course, yeah. Like for the
well,
people that don't know, like when Mortal Kombat 11 came out, like Ditn obviously was not going to pick up Mortal Kombat, but he kept trolling everyone. Like every single time Mortal Kombat was mentioned, there's always "See my smoke human, sir."
I mean, that's how I said it in the past.
But yeah, like the things, the way you say it, like when you're a child, even if your like language ability improves afterwards, like you don't go back and change it. Like I still say I played Super Mario Bros. Like even though it's you know, it's brothers, but it's Super Mario Bros. Huh?
I wonder how, I think I say it Saber Wolf or something. I don't remember, but it was something else as well. But yeah, that's how you remember it, and you keep saying it like that.
For sure. So basically you're really an Ibuki aficionado, right? So but what makes you love that character so much? Why do you play that?
I think I really like characters that have tons of mix-ups and tons of combos, because basically in 3 and 4 I played to impress people. So I tried to do the hardest combos and the sickest of mix-ups.
So you went for like the highlight reel, while also
Yes.
being like dirt cheap and like putting fools in the blender.
Exactly. Yeah, and like the first tournament I did, and 4 I was like, if there was no one watching, I was doing like 2-frame links and stuff. But if there was a lot of people watching, like I think it was in semifinals, I did 1-frame links all day.
Oh, seriously?
Just to impress. It's like,
Do
it's like,
you still carry that over? Like, do you still like alter your play to impress people if you're playing in tournament?
yeah, I think so. Like for example, if I would do a fancy combo if I could do it on stream, but
What? Like, that makes...
Yeah, I
that,
know.
I did not know that about you at all. Like, I thought,
Like-
because you seem like very diligent, like, you know, you've tested all of the stuff, you know what stuff is the best, and you'll just, you know, play your optimal stuff always, but you'll go for, like, let me try this fancy combo here, because people are watching.
I mean, definitely. That's why at 4 I was all about the combos and stuff. That was like, it's like mini Saku, but just a million times worse, basically.
There's a new dog, so meanwhile people are out there getting trophies, but you're getting telephone numbers. That's
Exactly.
that's not bad. All right, so like while we're on the topic, so you touched upon like your tournaments, right? So you're a pretty active tournament player, one of the more active tournament players in Flanders at least. So could you tell us a bit about your tournament history?
Yeah, so like in 3 and Ultimate Combat and stuff, I never really went to tournaments, but I remember the first tournament in Street Fighter 4 was in the Outpost.
Which is where we have our casual sessions now.
Yes, that was in Street Fighter. I mean, I almost remember everything from where we went to get dinner. Like, we went in an hour or 2 hours too early, and we had to wait. We went for pizza, we went back. That was, like, Speedistar was there as well. That was our very first tournament.
Wait, so your brother was at your first tournament?
Yes,
That's
like,
pretty cool.
it's a lot more fun with 2, and I had to drag him, but eventually he went. So...
Wait, how old were you at the time?
I mean, I think that was 2011, I think. So 26, I think, around that age. And Speedistar was 21, I think, ish.
Yo, I keep forgetting how young he is. That's amazing.
Yeah, yes. So I remember the first match was a Bison, and to touch on that again, I could have easily killed him with just an Ultra, but I think I remember I did like, but I don't know if you know Kami Baidan, I did like X dive kick into dive kick, HP DP into FLDC backwards into Ultra.
So you wanted to do like the fancy combo?
Yeah, just to style, like.
And did you lose because you styled?
No, actually I won versus the Bison, I won another match, then the Sacre, I did like V-skill, absorb fireball into forward dash into Ultra and stuff, but that match I lost. And there's another story to this, and then I played a Sakura player from the Netherlands, apparently a tournament player. I won that match. Then I played an Akuma. That matchup, that was ridiculous. I was like totally in the zone. There I did like 1-frame links and he did teleport and I baited stuff.
You remember this quite vividly because you've done
a
ton of tournaments, but you know, this you all remember.
Like the first one, I almost everything, and then in the finals, I lost to that Sacre player again.
So you got double jeopardy? You lost to the same guy twice?
Yes, it was a French player, and I remember me saying Sacre bleu, or he's saying Sacre bleu, and I remembered it forever.
Is that where it came from? Because you still say it to this day, right? Like at certain points, you go like, "Oh, Sacre bleu."
Sacre bleu. Yeah, that's from there. I think Speedistar got really high as well.
But you know, like he used to have a really big drug problem, so you know.
Yes, there's like a little bit more to that. Like first part was like I got like €50, I think, And when I quit and came back in Street Fighter 5, I still had that money on my account.
No way.
So that's the first part, and the second part is even more crazy because I didn't realize it. But I went to Celtic, and we met a Dutch pro Street Fighter 4 player that is now playing poker.
Mm-hmm.
And his friend was there as well, and they play like I think Unist and Soul Calibur. And I didn't recognize it at that time, but afterwards I told like the story like I told you now, and he said those two players are probably the players you beat at Outpost.
No.
Then it all clicked together, and it's like ridiculous story.
Yeah, but you know, like, that's what happens, right? We're a small community. Like, do you keep seeing the same faces? Like, we have some new faces, like, luckily,
Yes.
but like the OGs, like a lot of the OGs are still around. So,
But I mean, like 2 Dutch players in Ireland that you like met 7 years ago. That's like
that's a pretty sick coincidence. All right.
so that was like the first. Like the second story is even crazier.
Okay, let's go.
This
Hit
year,
us.
okay. So the second story, we went to Molenbeek,
Oh, I like where
Yes.
this is going.
and we were a little bit scared because
Why? Because for some of the people who maybe don't know Belgium, why are you
yeah.
scared of going to Molenbeek?
I went to certain streets and certain people looked like ducks. We were like a little bit scared.
Mhm.
That luckily someone like we couldn't find the venue.
Mhm.
Luckily, I don't know who he was, but he knew that we were Street Fighter players, and he got us in. So that's like the small part. But then, so you have to. This was the second tournament that we played, and it was crazy. It had like the monitors on the side and like a big stage and stuff. So I think me and Speedistar both made it out of pools, which is like at that time I think pretty crazy.
Was
but
there
I
already
remem-
this like big divide between like the Brussels scene and then
Yes.
the rest of Belgium?
Yeah, it wasn't as nice as it is now, I would say. So we were like probably the only people from the Flanders.
The Flanders,
And
we
The
in there.
Flanders. And it was a little bit scary
Oh,
because
seriously, yo.
I mean, you know, Belgium is hyped as fuck. So, and I remember like the final match, I had to play one of the best sims in Belgium, or maybe out of Belgium, and it was super close. That was to get out of pools for me, and I remember him doing an ultra and me doing my ultra under it, and he shook like my hand, and he was like, "What the fuck, dude? How do you like?" Luckily for me, of course, my brother plays sim,
had
so I had like a
The
million
matchup
experience.
knowledge and like the young man reactions at the time.
Yes. So now comes the juicy part. So
Okay, let's hit it.
out of pools, I think I won one match, or it was one match, and I had to play. I won't tell everything because there's like a part afterwards, but I had to play a guy that played Dudley and Saget, and it was super close. But I remember I did XDP and then he did Ultra, and I did like in the air she could do like X Kunai, and I messed it up because of the Ultra and I lost. So
Sucks.
and the funny part is because we went with Takamura to a tournament and I was telling the story, and a lot of telling, and apparently that was Takamura's oldest brother.
Wait, so is that Yunus or Kefta?
I don't know his name, but he is the oldest of the Takamura, like of
So
the
it's
family of the
either
brothers.
CCL or Kefta, right? One of the two.
I don't think CCL is family of Kefteros and Takamura.
Seriously? Oh, I
But
didn't know that.
there was a person in Brussels that did the food,
Mm.
and I recognized him afterwards, and that's Takamura's oldest brother.
Okay.
So I lost to him, and if I had won that match, I had to play the best Ken in Belgium, which was Kefteros.
Oh,
like
okay.
Crazy
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, they go way back as well, right?
Yes.
So,
And now comes the super funny part.
okay.
That was I call him the small kid. So I was
Carry
watching
on.
the match, and it was against a famous person. I don't know the name. So here it becomes ridiculous. So I was cheering for him. He did like DPs and sweeps and stuff, and he won the match. They throw him in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling this on the boat back, I think, to Takamura, and he shows me like a picture, like, was this the kid? And I saw, yes, that was the kid. And then he says, yeah, that was me.
No, you got baby Takamura.
Yes. So it's crazy, but I lost to one of his brothers. I had to play the other one. I was cheering for Takamura, like.
Okay,
At Speedistar, Speedistar could even have gotten further than me, I think, but he had to play Chun-Li.
That was a difficult matchup in 4, or?
I think so, or it was like he had to go to the Xbox screens and they were laggy as shit, and he lost his match. I don't know, but.
Okay, yeah. So definitely blame the hardware.
Yes, that's like crazy story.
So those are like your like humble beginnings in like the Belgian tournament scene. But lately, because you've been like in Street Fighter V, you're basically signed, right? So you're playing for Dragon Tail Gaming, and you've been going to lots of tournaments, right? So can you tell us a bit about like the recent tournaments you've been going to?
So the first thing I noticed is like for like the first tournament I got second place. Speedistar got pretty high. Second tournament we got out of pools. We had a lot of hidden tech, but like in 5 it was really a struggle to even win a match. So I think the level in 5 was way higher and the tech is way more open. So I think the first tournament I went 0-2.
Yeah, like so, most people do, right? You know, 0-2.
Yeah, like you could be like Ultra Diamond or Master and you could go 0-2. It's like now if you go to a tournament, it's killers everywhere. There's like tons of tech. It's really hard, I feel like, to get in or get high spots in 5. So that's like the main difference between like in 4 we got success right away out of pools. But in 5 the level is so high. There's so many people that travel. So
and like what would you say that your best result is in 5?
Well, in Belgium, like Red Bull Community, I got like in top 8.
Yeah, that's the famed match you played this one versus Takamura.
Yes, where he wrecked me.
Well, it's Takamura, you know, like he wrecks fools. Yes. That's what he does.
So that was pretty high, and then I got a couple of 33 places, just not in top 32.
Wait, that was at like Sonic Boom in Madrid this year, right?
Yes, Sonic Boom I lost to Aikanu. At Fight Club I lost to Laura, which I shouldn't have lost, but
oh yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, that was a Fight Club this year, right?
I was really disappointed because I messed up a lot of meaties.
I've almost never seen you like so disappointed. Like that seemed like a heartbreaker.
Yeah, because I always beat him online, so
that sucks. So
I knew I had it.
I was like, remind me, like I want to ask you some stuff about that later. So, but yeah, so you went to Sonic Boom, you did Madrid. You've done lots of tournaments. Which one did you like best?
Like Brussels. I really like that one.
Why? What's so good about
Brussels? It's like the, how do you say, the home match or the home tournament. Like in Belgium, it's also really nice because you can play like, you have 2 spaces, one where you play and the other one is like you can chill and watch top 8 and stuff. So it's separated, which I really liked. It was good food and lots of casuals.
Alright.
Because I would say, like, if you go to tournament, like, tournament result is important, but it's also really important to play casuals. So
sure. Yeah, this is something that like you've taught me, like you and Genie, like the people who are more experienced going to tournaments. Like you always stress the importance of, you know, playing casuals, and like CCL, the TO, the tournament organizer from Brussels, like he as well, like he's mentioned, like if you wanna like have a good tournament, you need low latency screens and like
Yes.
and you need lots of casual setups because that's what the people want.
Yeah, so basically for me, a good tournament is linked to lots of casual setups. So it's Brussels, the mix-up, godlike. There's like tons of casuals, and you could play casuals while the tournament was ongoing.
That's nice.
EGX was like super good as well for the same reason, because you could play casuals, and on other stations the tournament was ongoing, but like in certain other tournaments, like if you had tournament day, you couldn't play single casual. So
Yeah, it's rough. Yeah, especially if you go 0-2 then you're kind of like screwed because then there's nothing to do.
yes,
So yeah.
yes. So that one, UFO I want to do as well. So
That's the Ultimate Fighting Arena. That's in Paris, right?
yes, that's a good one as well. I didn't go there this year, but I hope to go next year again to there.
All right, fair enough. So on like while we're on the topic of tournament play, what is like the win that you're the most proud of?
Well, that's actually a hard one. I would say it's not even a win.
Or yeah, just like the match maybe. Yeah.
Oh, the match is like I gave Storm Kuma a really hard time. Like I actually could have won the set.
Was he playing Abigail?
Yes, he was. It was actually pretty close. I think the first one I could have taken, the second one. I was pretty relaxed there because it's another small story, but I think it was in Celtic Dublin. We went there the morning. I was super tired. So I messed everything. I was like tired.
Man's tired.
Yeah, I was like I did not sleep well. I was tired of the week, and I played the first match like stressful because he played Manat and Mika. Like I won the match.
Wait, Storm Kubo didn't know, right?
No. Before that, so that was the first match. Finn McCoolio, really nice guy. So I won that match, and I told GGenie, I can't. I'm drinking so much. I'm so tired. What do I do? He said, drink a Red Bull. So you have to know, I never drink Red Bull, and I don't drink like coffee.
I remember like the last time you drank one, like it was after like some kind of event, and like normally you go to sleep at like a decent hour, but then like at like what was it, like 1:30 you're on Discord like, man is tired, man can't go to sleep.
It was actually a Red Bull community, one of the two. So there I had like two because they were free and I couldn't sleep. Like 4 in the morning I was still not able to sleep.
Oh my goodness.
And Fight Club I had like 2 in an entire day and didn't sleep all night. So GGenie was like, drink a Red Bull, and I was like, okay. So I got one there. I was like super awake, and the next match was Punk. I was like, let's do this shit. I'm feeling good.
Wait, that was the Punk match on stream?
Yes, the Punk match on stream. If I didn't have a Red Bull there, it would have been worse. Oh, I was like actually super awake.
How is it playing versus Punk?
The first thing I can say is, I don't know how you say this in English, but his handshake.
So he doesn't have like the firm grip. He's sort of like a loose, sort of uninterested, not very
yes,
handshake.
he was like he puts his hand out, but I didn't feel like force in the.
Okay. All right.
But he was like super focused, business as usual. And I remember near the end, like I did a V skill. And it's a little bit funny because I did V-skill and I checked over to him, and I saw before the V-skill landed, I saw him rotate and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I saw him rotate for super and I was like, okay, you got me. He did like a little smirk and off we go. So, but I wasn't too sad about that because
but I mean, losing the Punk is like no big deal, right?
And then afterwards I had a Sakura. So that match on stream was one of the matches like I was really proud of. Then I played Sakura, I won, and then I played Storm Kubu with no stress, and it was pretty close.
Yo, that's
So
that was EGX. That was
Celtic.
oh, that was Celtic.
Showdown.
Celtic.
Yes.
Showdown, yeah. Okay.
So for the rest, it's hard. And the one thing I always remember is like my on-stream record is like 110, I think, or so. The only match I ever only won on stream was versus a Urian. So.
Ooh, so wait, you have like a pretty bad record, like in stream matches?
Yes, because basically the only way I can go on stream is as cannon fodder for a pro. It's like you go on stream versus Luffy. Like,
Okay, yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's nice. And should I be wearing the diaper now, or? Yeah, no, I get that.
I mean, yeah, if you're less famous or not, then yeah, you go the stream matches. The pick, it's always a pro, like Luffy.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Is there like a game that you lost that you felt like, you know, really, really heartbroken over? Like a loss that you still feel like really like, oh my god, that game.
Yeah, so the match to go in top 32 versus Laura player is the most heartbreaking match.
Yeah,
because
the one from this year, from Fight Club.
yes, because to added his he gave me a handshake and he said, "I'm sorry I mashed." I was pissed as fuck.
Oh my god! Did you rewatch the footage?
Yes, if I can on stream I mean, I have to see how I lose, but I did. But that's like a weird thing. So in that tournament, I lost to Vivi. He's like a super good Karen Sakura player.
Yeah, because he's a grandmaster, right? He's from Algeria or something.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly where.
Tunisia, or like this. But yeah, like I've seen you play him multiple times.
Yes. So I lost the match, and if I had to win the match there versus the Laura player, I had to play him again.
Ooh.
It's like really weird, and I think it was afterwards, like Salt Mine or before. The only player that beat me was him.
Yeah, but you went through this like indeed with Salt Mine League, yeah. So you went through this stretch, and you always like were being, you know,
yes.
It was always like Vivi being the gatekeeper there.
Yeah, he's really good, and he knows how I play. So
you mentioned that you were like a bit heartbroken by the loss to the Laura. Do you ever get salty?
Yes, I think everyone gets salty. Like there, I was exploding with salt. The salt was coming out of my ears.
But yeah, see, the thing is, like, you say that you get salty, but like, you know, you don't get salty like other people do, right? Like if I get, like, I make sure I never get salty when I'm on Discord, because like if I get salty, like I throw shit around, like for real, but I don't do that like on Discord. But like when you say, oh, I'm so salty, and then you're like, I see like some sort of grandpa like wagging your fist around like, oh, these young ones, I'm so salty.
Yeah, I'm thinking of why. I think it's because I did like taekwondo like for 8 years, and like training that we had to do was hide your emotions or keep your emotions in check, because like the most important part, like in like boxing or fight sports or fighting games, is never show your emotion to your opponent and keep your emotions in check.
So you're a real life ninja. I hope people are writing this shit down, man.
you know what's like another funny story, but in my taekwondo matches, I was a defensive player that counter played a lot.
Yo, kind of like your
back. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I have the same style there, and one of the reasons why I sometimes lost is because I moved back too much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So it's the same in both styles. I like counter playing. I like playing defensive, but sometimes I move back too much.
Okay.
So
yeah, but you're definitely right. I mean, like the emotional part of fighting games is sometimes it's definitely overlooked. Like especially like of course tilt is a thing like online. You know, like you get a few bad beats and then you start losing lots of LP. But especially as a tournament player, it's probably even more important. So
yes, you never can, like if you drop like the face of I should fuck. Yeah. That's like the worst thing you can do, because you show your opponent. Like,
yeah, if you see your opponent make that face, you're like internally, All right, let's fuck this person up.
It's like the worst thing you can do as a tournament player.
Makes a lot of sense. So, okay, so you don't really like show the emotion quite that often, but you do get salty.
Yeah, I think everyone gets salty. Like,
yeah, of course, like no one is immune to the salt, obviously.
It's like sometimes I'm like internally like, like, or like, God damn it. So yeah.
Do you have beef with anyone? Like, is there a rival in your life?
I think I have several, but not for the same reason.
Okay, hit us.
Like first one is like, I call it my demon. It's like Vivi and Lucas. I have a super bad record versus them because I want to learn how to beat them. That's like one thing. That's like, then it's like the dream of beating Takamura one time, and I think a little bit more on the bad side is versus Sivu.
Okay, why?
Because that was an Red Bull community. Like, I had to play him. I think I played him in 4 as well. I had the same beef, but like in 5, the first match I did, like it was really annoying me because he was like, after each round he was like, oh, the sound is not working, and he was changing things and stuff, and like there was a big.
So it's like a case of like a good artisan like doesn't blame the tools, but he did blame all of the tools.
Yes, and I think it was 1-1 last round, both of us having no HP, and he did a red fireball. I blocked, and I was like,
oh yeah, I remember that was on the Forgotten Waterfall stage, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
and I was like, if he does another fireball, I'm doing shuriken, and he's done for it. He did one, and I remember I did V-trigger shuriken, and I put it like, I fist pumped it to him before it hit. I didn't even block, and because I knew I would hit.
Oh yeah, like just because we had like everybody there, and like we were involved in a bit of shouting match, like our local scene versus the Brussels scene, and that was a good moment. Like, that's basically how like the whole like Sevo being free versus Le Flamand thing started, right?
Yes, that's because I think in losers he lost to Decay.
Yeah, he lost to Decay because
which surprised me.
But yeah, Decay is a solid player, and like he was like steam was coming out of his ear, so like that's probably why. Because let's face it, like if they meet each other online, like Sevo, he's a good player, right? Like he would definitely beat Decay. Yeah. But I mean,
it's all in good sport as well. But
yeah, that's right.
It's a little bit funny.
Okay,
I think like Ultra Diamond or Master or something like that.
Yeah, like he's for sure. He's a really accomplished player. All right. So anyone else?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't have a person like where I'm like super angry with or like bad or something.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like you either. So, but do you have players that you look up to?
Before I answer that, like it's not a rivalry, but I play a lot versus GGenie as well.
He's your teammate, right?
Yes, and I don't like losing to him, and he doesn't like losing to me, I think. So.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But that's kind of like, because you sort of came up together, right? I have the same thing. Like, I came up with, like, Nugget and Vendor and T-Box. Vendor is T-Box, but Snort, right? Wim? And, like, whenever I play versus them, like, I'll always, like, I hate losing versus them. Like, I can't have it. It's not even a rivalry. It's just like we came up around the same time, around the same level, and you want to prove yourself, right? So.
Yeah, it's like same level, same time, and then it's like.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes a lot of sense. GGenie. Yeah, you've probably played the most sets versus GGenie of anyone, right?
Yeah, I think we're 1,000 plus.
For sure at this point.
But I don't really have like a bad rivalry or something like that. I don't really think so.
No, certainly not one that I'm aware of either. So, all right, players that you look up to.
That's a really hard one. I need to think a little. Like definitely Sacre, because he's like the combo master.
He's getting all the phone numbers, you say.
He's crazy. Like I remember like I was watching him in 3 and 4, and his combos are ridiculous. Like Ibuki double loop 1 frame into. I don't know how he does it, but
yeah, it's called the Sacre combo for a reason, right?
yes, and I know he stalls. He stalls. Like he lost matches because he tried to stall.
Yeah, so he's basically like
yes.
maybe a more advanced version of like that same.
That's why I said like I'm like a mini Saku, but 1,000 times worse. But like he has the same thing.
For sure. Which one do you like, his Manat or his Kage better?
I just like watching Saku in general. He'll always bring stuff out of characters like where people don't think about, or crazy things, or so.
And what about Fujimura Sensei?
Well, Fujimura is like the god. But the thing is, I only know him from 5, so the legacy is
okay.
It's like certain players you no longer, like Saku is like 10 years plus, like, or like a Ringu or the Ibuki player from Street Fighter 3.
Wait, who?
Like I think his name was Ringu.
Ringo, like as in the Japanese word for apple. R-I-N-G-O.
Yeah, I guess.
Ringo.
Yes. It's okay. Like there's Odoral and Haitani, like Makoto, like oh man, I can't remember him, but there's like a Makoto player that if he gets you in the corner, it's like touch of death, and he invented it. It's like ridiculous shit.
So basically, a lot of the Japanese OG players then.
Yes, definitely. Like, who else? Like after seeing the interview, I think Ryan Hart is definitely up there as well.
Yo, that Ryan Hart interview with Born Free, that was amazing. Like anyone who hasn't seen that, you have to check. You know what? I'll leave a link in the description below. That is too sick.
Yes, I knew certain stuff about him, like from his past, but not in the interview. So I would say from 5 definitely Takamura, because like from the tournament in Molenbeek to the level he's at now, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's, you gotta root for like the hometown heroes, and he's definitely, like, I'm still so sad that we don't see him at more events. Like, I don't know what his situation is, if he's like able to travel to all of these things, but he's so good, man. Like, he deserves a spot at Capcom Cup.
About that, something I really don't like about Capcom Cup is like the more you travel, the better chances you get to get in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like, so people who have like more money at their disposal, who go to all of these events, like they can almost basically buy their spot in Capcom Cup. Well, that, and you have to be ridiculously skilled. But all things being equal with the skill, like if you have like the funds to travel to all the events, like you're way more likely to get in.
Yeah, that's exactly true. Like you can have someone that does well in 3 tournaments, but then you have another player that goes to 15. And yeah, it's very hard to compete. Also, America has way more. Like, I think Europe is the only one that doesn't have a super premier event and stuff. So definitely Takamura as well. And there's a lot of people that I think Lucas can make it also, but if he can go to tournaments, then I think he will do really good.
Yeah, for sure. Like, he's already racking up some experience, so we'll definitely be looking forward to that. We'll get him on the show real soon. Soon. All right, Ditn, before we end here. So apparently, we had the idea of doing a short one, but this has been way too much fun. So I really like this, by the way. Do you have any tips for people that are just getting started in fighting games?
I always have the same tip for people that start, but it will sound really weird, but for me it's just learn how to anti-air, have like a simple combo, and try to look on where you're standing.
Okay, so it's anti-airs, like a basic bread and butter combo, and then you're spacing in the neutral.
Yes, like for Ibuki it's like target combo into Raida, and then like a jump in combo, like do your anti-airs, and look a little bit on where you're standing. You will lose a lot more in the beginning, but I think in the end it will be better for you because people jump a lot, and anti-airs is really one of the first things that you need to get.
Like that is the advice I got when I first started, and holy crap, has it helped me! Like it's the only thing it's the thing I've worked on the most, I think, and it really helps because people be jumping like crazy.
Yes, exactly. It will help you for the rest of the journey because people still jump. Because the thing is, in 5, jump-ins are super rewarding.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Just basically like these nutters, like you'll anti-air them like cleanly 3 times, and they jump in like the 4th time, and the damage they get from that one jump-in combo almost negates like the losses they had from the first 3. So,
yeah, like dashes and jumps.
for sure. All right. So, anything else you want to say to the people?
Not really. I would say try to go to some events, like try to go to locals.
Yes.
Because locals are the best. It's like go to locals, go meet new people, like try to do maybe 1-2 tournaments, try to play a lot of casuals, try to meet up with people, and that's the most fun part, I think, for me. Like locals, tournaments, casuals, meeting people, like you see online but never met.
It's amazing, right? Like before I got into like the FGC side of like video games, I was just, like solitary, grinding away on the internet, and it's really like transformed the way how I view like, communities and like gaming itself, going to locals. So yeah, I think you're definitely right.
I think like GGenie did a lot of good work, like you did a lot of good work. It's a lot of hard work, and in the beginning it's a little bit frustrating if you don't have a lot of people, but if you look at where you are now compared to the beginning, it's like...
Yeah, we've got a nice little community going, and growing every day, so that's nice to see.
In 4 it was like me and my brother and then a couple of other people who stopped, so... Because a lot of people will stop if they can't play with other players and stuff, so...
Of course, I mean, it gets boring, right? After a while.
Yes.
Alright, Ditn, my man, thank you so much. Yes. I do apologize for keeping you from your stream. All of those juicy stream subs gone.
CFN is trash today, so...
Okay, so you're taking a bit of a breather.
I'm just going to say one thing. I see GGenie straight cooking fools, so I have no idea what he's doing.
Yeah, I guess he's a Mika main. I mean, that should definitely...
You know what? Like, there's nothing to do with the interview, but I feel like GGenie has really good whiff punishes. So I'm curious what would have happened if he picked like Karen or Cammy. I always feel like his style is... It's weird to say, but style is not really Mika's style because he whiff punishes with Mika and stuff, so...
Yeah, I guess we'll find out in Street Fighter 6.
Yes, Lucas can play with anyone, but GGD, who knows? And I wonder what would have happened if like...
Don't sleep on GGenie's character pool. Like, he pulls out a ton of different characters, and they might not be like all the way up to the level of his Mika, but they're still definitely terrifying. So
Yeah, like his Chun-Li and his Cameo are definitely scary.
For sure. All right, but we'll get him on real soon.
He can say it himself, so...
Exactly. Ditn, thank you so much for your time, man. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much for the interview.
Alright, so for the people at home, if you stuck it out all this time, thank you for your time. And if you like what you hear, leave a like down below. Let us know if you want to hear other people, if you want to get on the show yourself, let us know. And we'll have a bunch more coming real soon. So with that, have a good day, and we'll see you guys next time.